Sweet! Another chance to hear Tom Hardy doing an amazing Tom Hardy voice. Mad Max Fury Road is the distant sequel in the Mad Max series of movies. Tom Hardy, Charlize Theron stepping in for this one, about a apocalyptic wasteland where gas and water are scarce and the lengths people will go to protect it, and how weird and strange humans have become as structure has fallen apart. Interesting movie, to say the least. You know, this is one of those movies, I hate it when people throw around words like visionary and genius and words that are supposed to mean something, because then it makes when I want to use them fall a little flatter than it should. This is a visionary genius movie. George Miller has made a spectacle of a film here and done it in a way that is new, fresh, and adds a lot of blood to the action genre. And I mean that, you know, literally and figuratively in this movie. I was thoroughly impressed with the movie making in this film. And let me tell you a few of the reasons why, beyond the story. We'll get to the story. But in just making the movie, he plays with camera rates, speeds, sound, colors, vision. He plays with all the elements in his toolbox in a way to serve the emotion and feeling of the story. When he needs the action amped up, when he needs you to feel the aggressiveness and the confusion of this world, he knows how to do that, not just with movement, but with how sound works and speeding up the film. It's really impressive stuff, and I love seeing a director purposefully use tools to create emotion. On top of that, this is a complete story. It tells a very complete and understandable story, and don't underestimate what it takes to do something like this that can seem as weird and out there and strange and make it so understandable. I never felt lost in this world. I never felt like, what's going on here? And honestly, I don't know the other Mad Max movie. I'm not a big fan. For all I know, there may have been a couple of them. I just haven't done my research on that because I wanted to focus on this film. And I understood exactly what this world was and what it was like, and these characters and who they were. Speaking of which, and let's call this the best thing, even though there's a lot of good things to note here. Charlize Theron is incredible in this. She is emotional, understandable, you want to empathize with her. Her character in this is well-rounded and full, and that's saying something for a movie that puts so much stock in the chase of it and the aggression of it. So well done, Charlize. Tom Hardy's great, but I think this is Charlize's movie. I think this is Theron's movie. So well done for that. As far as negatives go, some of that manipulation gets a little bit spastic at times. And what I mean by that is not that it gets confusing, because the movie is not confusing, but it can get overwhelming. And I don't know so much that it affected me in many instances, but for some viewers, I think that will be very off-putting. I can see a decent chunk of the movie-going population going, stop it, too much, stop, you know, something like that. And I think that's to the film's detriment. I think if it had played a little bit more with pulling that back in some of the action scenes, I think it could have maybe spaced that out a little bit better. Having said that, I'm going to contradict myself a little bit here. It does use sound to do that. This movie is so at peace with pulling back and showing the broader aspect of what's going on in an action scene. And when it does, it doesn't keep that amplified soundtrack going like a lot of movies do because they want you to be in it. It pulls back and the sound is gone. And you hear it as if you're watching it from a distance. I loved that. It reminded me of, I forget the name of the movie, but Soderbergh did it with the MMA fighter girl. And whenever the fight scenes would start, the soundtrack would cut out, so that it was just kind of this really intense, just the sound of the actual fight thing going on. I think that's a brilliant use of sound to create space from emotion and aggression and action. And well done. Yeah, this is one of those movies that overall, as a movie-making experience, you watch and go, wow, this movie held me in the palm of its hand. There's going to be plenty here that is way too out there for a large portion of the audience, like I mentioned, but overall, I'd still give it an A-. So that's where I'm going to land on Mad Max Fury Road. Thanks for checking out this review. Check out the other reviews at the YouTube channel or at the website. I'll put links to some of them up if you click the, they're called cards. It's a little eye up in the corner. Click that, it'll slide. You can do that now, actually. I won't go anywhere. It'll just slide out and you'll be able to kind of scroll through different reviews, different options, support the channel, go to the website, that kind of stuff. Down in the lower corner, that's where you subscribe. Just click the Your Movie Friend logo down there and hit subscribe, and then anytime a video comes out, you will be notified so you can check out all the new reviews. This is what I do. This is what I love doing. I like to say I see everything so you don't have to, and indeed, everything that comes to the local theater here, I go see it and I review it for you, and I hope you enjoy that. So subscribe, hit the cards, check out whatever you want, and I'll give you 5 extra seconds here at the end to make sure you get to do it.